Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac.
And this is your boy Bryce.
And you know who we are, Brothers on Tennis.
Yeah.
And we are out here at Harvard Park. And folks, it has been such a tremendous day. Bryce, have we met some folks or have we met some folks?
We have met some folks. And you all, this has been such a great experience for us because it's not just about tennis. It's not just about community. It's about unheard stories. It's about talent. It's about love and the desire to come together. This has been an amazing day today.
It absolutely has, man. We've met some really incredible and interesting folks, and you're going to be seeing a bunch of the interviews that we have done. But it's just, Bryce, I just have a good feeling just in regards to what we've kind of slipped up on. And what's funny is this is like the 49th annual, but we just slipped up on it, and it's our first year, and it has just been tremendous, and I look forward to being a part of it going forward, man.
Right, and what we're talking about is the Frank Simmons annual doubles blowout, and this was the 49th year of it, and next year will be the 50th year, and we want to help promote and celebrate that. But they also call this tournament just simply the first. And the reason being is because it happens on the first of every year. And so you'll see interviews today of people that have worked behind the scenes to put this on. You will see interviews with players that won certain divisions today. And it just was an environment today of support, inclusion, competition, and just coming together as a community to celebrate not only a game that everyone loves, but the legacy and the memory of a man, Mr. Frank Simmons, who had a desire to create an environment for tennis for people who did not necessarily have the opportunities to play like others did. And that just added a whole lot of value for me today.
Absolutely, bro. It was fantastic, man. I'm just so happy that we have become a part of this. It's really, really great.
Right. So we're not going to just drag this out, but we'll just watch the interviews, watch the rest of this video, and we're positive that at the end you will feel the same way that we do. Everyone, enjoy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Isaac with Brothers on Tennis, and I am standing here with a legend, Miss Delores Simmons. Hello, Delores. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you.
And Happy New Year. Here's our first day of the 10/22.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
and
right.
This is a custom that we have here at Harvard Park to carry on this tournament. And this is the 49th year.
And this is the Frank Simmons doubles
tournament. It started out as the doubles tournament because there were only doubles. My husband was a doubles player.
Okay.
And but this year we've changed the format a little bit, which is a big leap, and that is doing singles and doubles.
Nice.
So the tournament is singles and doubles, so it accommodates all of the players.
That's so wonderful. And Delores, congratulations just on keeping this tournament and this ritual and tradition going. I've heard that numerous people come out in order to support and participate in this event each year.
Yes, and that's the evidence is here. I was counting the people on the court and about who also just come out to look and see who's out.
That's
and
right.
That's at least there's 100 people out today, which is about standard. And not only that, I had some doubts about the weather.
Right.
And I got a text back from Marty Woods, who's from this community, by the way. He has junior tennis here, and he texted me back. He said, "No, the rain clouds will be gone. But the gods of the rain will take the rain clouds away."
That's right, because God is good. You're not going to let anything get in the way
right.
of the event happening. So
yes.
It's been raining.
So that was my reassurance 2 days ago. And here we are, a nice sunshine day, and the grass is dry, the courts are dry, and people are out. So it's another fun day and another wonderful way to spend your New Year's Day coming and seeing your friends back at the tennis court, because everybody's been secluded,
That's right.
as we know, for a while, not by choice,
Right.
but by demand of
Right.
what is happening in the world, not the community, the world.
Absolutely.
So here we are.
All right. Well, Delores, thanks for all of that. And Marty kind of mentioned to us that there's something with the trophy and the ceremony, and
Yeah.
apparently all the names are on the trophy. Give us a little
Yes.
update on that.
Well, in the very beginning, there was a coach here named Pete Brown. Pete Brown was the black coach and a well-respected man in the community, and so many outshoots of Pete Brown's influence in the community, and the tennis at Harvard Park has continued really in the Pete Browns. We have a program called the Pete Brown program, and that's for juniors, where we have really worked with young juniors and kept them going with tennis. And some of them have been on scholarships in college, because we always say that tennis is not just a idle game. It can be used to further your education.
That's right.
And that's to take advantage, if you want to take advantage of it. And we do have a few kids here who have taken advantage of it.
That's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I know that you will be awarding the trophy to the winners today, I believe.
I do. We don't have the trophy out. The trophy is one trophy that Pete Brown had given to the program.
Okay.
But all the names are filled on
They
that
are
trophy.
on the trophy.
Yes.
That's right.
And so I chose not to bring it out because it would, be here. But we still have the people here, and the same meaning is attached to whatever people come out and bring their skills and have a good time and see people.
Oh, that's
And that's
wonderful.
basically what it is.
Sounds good.
And it has remained that way over the year. Now, my husband, who established this program, has been it's been 18 years since he's been gone.
Okay.
So, but we have continued to have the tennis program, and people are just magnificent. They have a lot of memories, and they're solid. They want to see the program continuing.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, Delores, you've done a wonderful job in keeping this tradition going. We thank you for that, and we appreciate you so very much for everything.
Okay.
All right.
Now it's warmed up. I just took my coat off and put it in the car, so it's warm enough to just. That's what happens when you have a great day like this, California sunshine.
That's right. That's right.
It's warmed up. So
All
thank you
right.
for also taking the time also to talk to us about the community. The community, all of these people, we're from parts of the community, and so it's very important for us to have that concern.
Right.
And I'll say that concern what's happening in the community.
Absolutely.
We hear about so much, but we don't get a chance to get any more in depth of what's happening in the community. And you're filling that need and that void in the community. And so I'm very happy that to be a part of this.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Delores, thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you giving us your time today, and we look forward to enjoying this event today. Thank
Well,
you so
good.
much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hey y'all, this is your boy Bryce here at the Frank Simmons Annual Doubles Blowout, better known as what? The first, right? Yes. And we have our guy here, Mr. Marty Woods, who is the executive director of the Pete Brown Jr. Tennis Program. And we wanted to talk to you this morning about what is the role that your organization plays in terms of pulling off this great event every year.
Well, Pete Brown and Frank were really good friends. Okay. They both played doubles together. They both were a part of this community over 50 years ago. They both were on the board of this park. Actually, Harvard Park has a board, and both of those gentlemen were members. So there's a history between those two. So, of course, they both passed away, and we felt as Pete Brown organization that we needed to support Frank.
Right.
Because we're all in this together. So of course we do everything we can. We make sure we have balls. We make sure we have to participate. The participation is up.
Right.
We make sure the courts are clean. We make sure the bathrooms are open. We do a little bit of everything.
Right.
So it's a group effort,
Right.
but we step up in a major way. A lot of our board members and volunteers step up to make this a wonderful event.
Now, that's your role today. A little birdie told us that you maybe used to play in this tournament a little bit, like you may have won it a few times. Go ahead, brag on yourself for a minute.
I mean, I'm really proud of this. I'm one of the only players that won this event 4 times in a row. So, and back then, the draws would be maybe 30 teams. And we'd be out here till 8 o'clock at night playing under the lights.
What?
And that was the heyday. And I was fortunate enough to sneak out 4 wins. I don't want to tell you how much money I took home, but it was a great thing. So I was fortunate.
So for people that are just now learning about this event, which happens on the first day of the year, every year here at Harvard Park in Los Angeles, what would you let them know? What do they need to know about this event that they may not know already?
Well, one thing is, folks come this event. This will be the 49th. This is actually the 49th year we've done this. So folks have been a part of this for years. So they come here from all over the country. Folks come here from Texas. We have a big following in Minnesota that comes back, and a lot of the folks that Pete Brown and Frank mentored come back. So it's a good thing we all come back and we chop it up. We exchange stories. We talk about what they did for the year, and we look forward to the new year. So, and also the younger junior generation, we have an event where the juniors can now participate in the Open. Okay. So now we have the young and up-and-coming juniors can compete with a lot of the older legends. So that's a big deal too.
Right.
So it's all really coming together, and we're really looking forward to next year. That'll be our 50th. And we're going to go big, folks. This is an important event. This event has been in this community for 50 years next year, and that's a big deal.
Right.
And a lot of these folks have been here since.
Right.
So,
well, and that's really good to know, because with us getting involved this year, we're going to help with the promotion of that event for next year. We want to see the 50th be large and in charge, and this is what we want to see. We want to see African Americans, people of color, anybody that's about development of the community and bringing everyone together to be out here and to enjoy this tournament, to enjoy each other. And we're so thankful for the work that you've done to help make that happen.
I appreciate it, man, and thanks for you guys for covering this, and we're looking forward to having you out next year.
All right, thanks.
What up, folks? Isaac from Bruthas on Tennis. You know how we do. We've got David here with us. David is a part of this Frank Simmons annual tennis shootout that we are here at. And David, just tell our listeners a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay, well, listeners, I basically started the game when I was 15, and I had some very good instructors. One was right here, Calvin Bennett, Pete Brown. Frank Simmons was another person who showed me a lot of things. And above all, say, Frank, we called him number one because he was truly that. Number one as a person and as a player.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And we know that this is the 49th annual, so we'll be celebrating 50 next year.
Yes.
How long have you been involved in the program as a whole?
In the program here at Harvard, I came in here in 1978.
Oh, wow.
So it's been quite a while, and say, all of us came up together. We were all young men, but now we are the seniors, and we're bringing up another crop in Pete and Frank's name. We're sending people off to college. Our high school kids are performing. We're sending several guys are going on to the pro tour right now. So we're out here. A lot of people forget that tennis is in the inner city. The brothers do play. We play very well. And guess what? We're going to continue to do it.
That's right. That's right. And talk to us as far as the evolution of the program goes.
Well, it started as Pete Brown and Frank Simmons were a few of the people that initially started the club here, the Harvard Tennis Club. And they began a junior tennis program back in here in the late 50s, early 60s, and it's been going ever since. Well, Pete passed on. Well, both of those individuals unfortunately passed on this, but their legacy is still here. We have Marty Woods, who took over and established a Pete Brown Junior tennis program. Frank, of course, number one, is known around. If we bring up his name, people instantly go, wow, you know him? Can you show me some things? What was he like?
Wow. Yes, absolutely. Well, we thank you so very much just
Thank
for
you.
everything. I mean,
Yeah,
just for all the years that you've been out here involved in this and really helping to bring up that next generation of tennis players.
That's all it's about. Say, somebody gave me a shot. How come I can't do anything less?
That's right. That's right. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you for taking the time out to interview us and come out and see us.
Absolutely.
We'll always be here. Check back in 6 months. You'll be surprised.
Right. I like it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this is your boy Bryce with Brothers on Tennis, and look, we got a real firecracker for you right here. I am here with Chase Melton, who participated in the men's doubles event today, which was entertaining. We'll let you figure out why that was entertaining today. But Chase, we want to hear a little bit about your background, how you got started playing tennis, how you got involved with the Frank Simmons annual event.
Okay, well, I was taught by my father. He coached me and my brother. My brother's 4 years older than me. So when he was learning how to play, he was a ranked junior in the 10 and unders. I was already practicing. When they would be in the backyard, I'd be the net in between them. I hold my hat like this so it don't hit me in the head, or that's a let like that. And I was about the same size of the net. So I've been playing since I was born. As long as I can remember, I've been on a tennis court, to tell you the truth.
Well, you got a good game. We were watching you out there on the court, What have you done with that game?
Well, I've been playing so long that I wanted to give back to the community. So I started coaching just like my father. I created Chase's Champions. It was a novice, satellite, and open team. We did all the 7-time South Bay League champion. We're in the Kevin Brady League, the Team Tennis League. My teams, I'm very proud of my students. But I know Harvard Park from even Cyrus Joyner used to be here. I don't know if you guys know Cyrus, but Cyrus Joyner is a pillar in the community. Taught me the roundhouse going up first and around, instead of taking my racket straight back like a lot of people are doing. And now, of course, everybody like Jose Higueras, the tennis coach, he'll teach that it's here first. Basically, the roundhouse that Cyrus was teaching.
Give him his props.
Yeah. But I love coming out here every year. Number one was the man, so I'm a real cocky dude. I like to say I'm number one too, but I can't say it too loud, that he's the original number one.
Gotcha.
So I come out here every year, win or lose. I just want to see everybody smiling and see everybody healthy the next year. Of course, I expect to win it. They should put my name on the trophy for next year. But, things happen, I'm not going to blame my partner, but, it wasn't me. And where's he at? But no, I just want to have fun each year. So
Right.
this means the world to me. Gives me a reason to not get drunk on New Year's Eve, because alcohol is poison to our body, and that's just the truth.
So I want to ask you, someone was telling us that you also do a little something with boxing.
Yeah, I'm a boxing promoter. I work for TGB Promotions. We're affiliated with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions. So anything on Fox or on Showtime, that's our show. I do everything for the sport of boxing. I like to say that I work for the betterment of the sport of boxing. So, anything from cleaning the ring to walking out the fighters, I'm there. And boxing I got introduced to it through my uncle. My uncle is Sam Watson. He works with Al Heyman, so we do the ticket business, concerts, and then boxing came, and so I was blessed enough to be in the position to do that. And my tennis background, I've been playing since I was born. I always equate it to boxing. Boxing and tennis are the closest to each other. It's an individual sport. It's mental, and school doesn't exactly matter. You can't just, you can be the number one ranked player inside of your school, and that doesn't always mean anything. I won the CIF in the 9th grade for Hamilton, and that, I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything. I'm proud of that, but you have to do the outside tournaments, and you're by yourself. It's a world sport like boxing. You could be the number one player in the country. J.B. Bowden, he's one of the best players. There's a long road ahead of him because it's a world sport. So it's somebody sitting right now in Lithuania that's, they're not practicing anything but beating us out here. So.
Right. Well, y'all, this has been Chase Melton, and it was wonderful for us to meet you today. And man, keep up that good energy and keep on stroking, man.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac with Brothers on Tennis. We've got the runners-up to the doubles event here at the Frank Simmons doubles. You want whatever you want to call it, fellas. Great play, man. I mean, we were watching the match, very impressed with both of you.
Thank you.
Incredible skills, man. How'd you guys feel about the match? How'd you guys feel about how you played today, just in total?
Yeah, it was good. We just needed to hold. We got that one break and then kind of let go of the match. You know, doubles is important to hold serve. So before we were kind of getting 1-1, but then we lost the break, so it cost us that.
Yeah, the deuce points were big. The no
Yeah.
ad is major. So if you don't take care of those, it's pretty hard to stay in there, especially with these guys. They're pretty big servers too.
Yeah.
To break serve consistently is really hard. So we should have taken care of our break in the beginning. And yeah, that was the big thing, yeah.
Hey man, but you guys played extremely well, both of you. I
Thank
mean,
you.
like I said, you afforded yourself very nicely on the court for sure. And tell me, is this the first time that you all played doubles in this particular event, or have you played in years
It
past?
was our first time playing together.
Yeah,
First time
First
playing
time.
together
Yeah.
ever, really?
Yeah.
I tell you what, you couldn't tell because the chemistry was there, guys.
Thank
it was
you.
really, really there.
Thank you.
Great job. What you guys got going on today, and do you play tennis? And give us a little history on both of you guys.
So I play college tennis at Texas A&M Prairie View, so
Okay.
I play there. And then I've just been coaching around, trying to play some tournaments, but get back into it. But yeah.
Excellent.
Thank
How
you.
about
Yeah,
yourself?
I'm still a junior player. I'm
Okay.
in my senior year of high school, so I'm in the transition of getting into college and all that kind of stuff. Trying to get in college right now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And let me make sure I get both of your names. So let me get your name.
Nathan Kawili.
Nathan Kouili
Christian Waldron.
and Crystal. Okay, very nice. Fellas, once again, great job. I know it's not the result that you wanted, but
Yeah.
really, you both played extremely well. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey, this is your boy Bryce here from Brothers on Tennis, and look, I'm standing here with the champions of the doubles portion of the Frank Simmons annual doubles blowout. And I'm gonna tell you what, we watched this match and these guys were out here playing. We are here with John Baptiste and Mark, I didn't get your last name?
Mark Peniff.
Mark Peniff. These guys played, and let's learn a little bit about them. So, JB, I heard from somebody say you were the first African-American male to be the #1 junior in Southern California.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Man, no one's brought that up in a while. It's so long. It took a lot of work. Definitely it was a privilege. I mean, there's not too many African Americans coming out in the top now. And to be one of few, it really means a lot. And I'm glad that I was able to put in the work to do it because image made it that much sweeter.
So what do you have kind of going on now?
Right now, resting, just kind of taking it slow, trying to make sure my body's in the right place and not trying to overdo anything, underdo it, just kind of go at my pace, what I think is right for myself, and make sure I don't do anything stupid off the court.
You weren't looking stupid today at all.
I hope not.
And so, Mark, you play for UC Irvine.
Yeah.
And somebody told us that you are a natural-born lefty.
Yeah.
But you're playing tennis right-handed.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
You didn't know this was natural born?
Yeah. Yeah, so it really helps me out with the backhand a lot because, top hand. And I guess the coach didn't notice, so, I just went along with it. But it helps me a lot with the backhand, so, no complaints,
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you're coming back from injury, I hear, so
Yeah.
what's kind of next for you right now?
Just, making sure, same as John Baptiste, but this was a great way to start off the new year. Very similar to college doubles, no ad. There was a lot of pressure, a lot on the line today, but glad we got it through. It was awesome, and just focus on returning and making sure we're healthy.
Well, like I said, congratulations to both of you guys. It was very entertaining tennis to watch, and we look to see big things from you guys in the future.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac. Hey, we've got the winners of the mixed doubles match here today. As you know, we are out here having a good time at the doubles shootout here at Harvard Park. And folks, how you feeling? We love talking to winners.
Okay.
So we love that. How are you guys feeling about how you did today?
Feeling great.
Yeah?
I think it was a wonderful day.
Oh, that's good. Now tell our listeners out there, how did you become aware of this? Have you participated in the mixed doubles tournament before? Give us a little bit of history about what you all or your involvement with this particular event.
So we've participated in years past, but I'm not sure we've actually played the mixed doubles. We played women's doubles and men's doubles, and we were both winners in the past, respectively.
All right.
And so this time we decided to join forces.
Nice.
And
good things happened.
And good things happened.
So this was the first year that you both played mixed doubles together.
Yes.
And you won.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Now this is what we're talking about, folks. Yes. Put it together and get championships.
Yes.
Very, very good, folks. In general, what would you say about the program, just in your history and involvement with it?
Well, we've come out a few times for the past few years, and it's something that we enjoy participating in. It's for the community and support the tournament. So it's always a lot of fun.
Excellent. Anything additional?
No, she sums it up really well.
I love these two. They're short on words, but they know how to put it down on the court, y'all. Well, folks, congratulations on your victory today.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you next year at the 50th, so that you guys can try and repeat. How about that?
Absolutely. You got to defend our title.
That's right. Got to defend the title. All right.
Hey, y'all, it's your boy Bryce again. Here, Brothers on Tennis, still at the first. And who we have with us right now is we have Mr. Calvin Bennett. And he is the coordinator for the Frank Simmons event we're here at today. So just want to thank you for all that you're doing, but also I want to hear about what is it that you do and what does this tournament mean to you? What is it all about? And what do we have to look forward to in the future?
Well, what it is this is something we do for Frank Simmons. Frank was a good friend of mine, but we participated in many tournaments. Frank was like one of my other doubles partners. I had two doubles partners, and Frank was number two. Okay. He didn't like to be number two, but I made him number two.
Okay.
With Frank, I had a double ranking in my age division. I was number 4 and number 7 at the same time, and Frank was my number 7. So we decided back in I wasn't a coordinator for long. I've been a coordinator for about 15 years. This tournament is going to be 50 years old next year. So we've outlasted quite a few of the events that have been here in Southern Cal. And this event seems to be always here for people in the first. It's growing. I do outreach as far as creating a website. I create the flyers. I connect with enough people that have interest in tennis and already know that this event is here. I don't have to talk to the locals. They already come. So I do outreach outside of the community, and we've been getting more and more recognition for being a great tournament. And of course, anybody that wins, they're coming back next year.
Right.
So this tournament has just been what Frank always wanted.
Mm-hmm.
We started back in about 77, 78, and it was only for open players. And it was for $5, so it wasn't worth the money. But the concept caught on, and at the time in the 70s, tennis was booming. Tennis was a very big thing, and we were full of players, full of young players, full of older players, full of women. So Frank started including more players as the years went on, and we've recently added 3-5 mixed doubles. We will have occasionally our singles. But the 4-0 mixed, the 4-0 men, the 4-0 opens, and the seniors have been a mainstay for this tournament for the last 20 years. And so we've been growing on a regular basis on the first. This is where everyone comes. It's not about playing. It's about the social aspect of tennis. This is what we do. We're not the playing is one thing, but the socialness, everyone comes on the first to see their old friends, to talk about what they used to do, to see the people that they haven't seen in a year. We also remember the people that we have lost in this year and lost along the way. We never forget to remind ourselves that we've had great influences in our lives in tennis to keep us going like this. So we try to bring the tournament up as much as we can on a yearly basis, because Frank would expect nothing less.
Right.
He was called number 1 because he didn't accept anything less.
Right.
And this is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to accept anything less. Right. We're trying to keep growing.
So talk to us about, with next year being the 50th anniversary, what is it that you want to see happen?
Wow, it's something that I would love to see the community bring a little more awareness. We're going to try to see if we can get, kind of certificates for Delores. Delores has been a trooper at this for all along, and we're basically going to have to see what we can do. We'd like to get some certificates. Frank's wife, Delores, yes, and she's the director, and we'd like to have sponsorship for events. I'd love to have, Home Depot or something like that sponsor an event and give away a prize or something like that, or a restaurant or something like that, where we can have something different for the people to come out and try to achieve an award besides the money. Besides the money, we've constantly raised the price so the money goes up so people win more money. So we started doing that in the last 3 years. So now the money's really nice, so whoever wins walks off with a nice little purse, and that keeps bringing them back. So next we'll raise it again. And we want to do something for the 50th, maybe bring out a mental health service, or maybe bring out the high blood pressure people, or something that we can also show the community that we're a part of. So we're not only trying to be inclusive in the tennis, we're trying to be inclusive in the community. So that's our real goal.
So we want to say, from the words of Mr. Calvin Bennett, next year you sponsors out there, Starbucks, Home Depot, Walmart, all y'all, come on out and support this tournament, and let's support the legacy of a great man who had a great mission and a great purpose. Thank you, Mr. Bennett, for taking time for speaking with us.
Thank you guys for being here.
All right, people. This is your boy Bryce, Brothers on Tennis. Still here at the Frank Simmons annual doubles blowout here at Harvard Park in Los Angeles, California. When you're on the grounds, you run into some people, right? And you meet people that have backgrounds that you may not know anything about. And we have with us today Mr. Maurice Hunter. And we started talking a few minutes ago, and he started taking me down the road. I said, you know what? Nope, let's put this on tape because other people need to hear this. Maurice, welcome to Brothers on Tennis.
Thank you, Bryce.
Give us a little bit about your background.
Okay, I started playing tennis in Detroit, Michigan as an 11-year-old. Wound up becoming a top player in the state, in the region, and of course then nationally. In fact, I think in the nationals I beat two players that we can recall, a guy named by the name of Larry Safanke, and a guy by the name of Charles Strode, if I'm not mistaken, and one other player, and I wound up losing to Billy Martin in about the round of 32, round of 16 that year. First year playing the nationals then. From then on, I became the #1 player in men's tennis in the Midwest and dominated all the traditional tournaments. Kept me off the tour for a lot because those were prize money tournaments. And back in the day, before the ATP took a real hold, they didn't know who was going to control tennis.
Right. Okay.
And basically, it was the ITF, the International Tennis Federation, and it was the United States Tennis Association. There was no world open tennis rankings. So at that time, it was more about traditional championships. And all the ones that I watched growing up as a boy, the pros would come in town to win. My heart, I wouldn't say anything, was to win them all. And I did. All of them were big prize money tournaments. I won each and every one of them. In fact, one of the kids that I watched the last time I played one was a guy by the name of Aaron Crickstein, that people are familiar with. I used to train him somewhat. Well, he and I were going to match off in the quarterfinals. In the round of 16, he had to play a guy by the name of David Carter from Australia. David Carter from Davis Cup team. Wound up losing to David Carter. And Aaron and I did not get to play, and I beat David Carter the next round. Wound up beating a guy named Mario Martinez from Bolivia. And top 20, top 50 type of guy. He was tough. And in the finals, I beat a guy by the name of Rick Fagel from Miami. Real tough player. That was a back-to-back tournament that I won with the prize money. It was Buddy Silver's Invitational. Those were the prize money tournaments that they would put up $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and pay you to play if you're one of the top players that win the tournaments, because they need to attract the crowds. And I won all those tournaments, and all those tournaments basically fueled me to go to the Australian Open, the French Open, the U.S. Open, and I also played the Italian Open, Australian Open. And for a lot of black players, what was so tough was that they had to make money. in order to go play tournaments. And a lot of times while they're making money, they're teaching everyday players who can't play. They're not training. And I got to the quarterfinals of Perth, Australia, and won. Other Australian tournaments with the Australian Open and things like that. But a lot of things are not equally told with the challenges of what black players have had to do to be equal or even superior. And the history of black tennis has to be told because the challenges are not the same, still not the same.
Right.
That's 40 years ago I'm talking about. Let's imagine you got problems with Serena and Venus and they're the players of today, right. The best players in the world. And if you don't think there's problems now, you can't even comprehend those problems of yesteryear. So it was a group of us that played. There were guys like Juan Farrell, who beat John McEnroe 4 out of 5 times. That was my doubles partner that we played on tour together. I was fortunate to beat Juan several times. But there was one time that he did beat me that I regretted, and that was at MIT in Boston. I believe that was in 1973. It was televised with Bud Collins doing the commentary. It's the ATA finals. They put it on TV, and this guy beat me 6-2, 6-0.
What?
On TV. After the interview came on, Bud Collins interviewed both of us. I said, next year I'm going to come back. I'm going to beat this guy. I forgot I said that. But I did come back next year, and I did beat Juan 6-4, 7-5 in the finals.
Okay.
About 4 years later, I was at the U.S. Pro Championships in Boston, Brookline, playing. And I just qualified, won 3 matches, and through qualifying. I came off of my last practice, and Bud Collins walked past me. And being that Bud is a pretty big guy, I don't know Bud Collins. When he walked past me, he came back and he turned around and said, Maurice Hunter? And I said, yeah, Bud. He's Bud Collins, you know what I mean?
He knew who you were.
Yeah, so I said, Bud, I said, I didn't think you would remember me. He said, remember you? He said, I'll never forget. Juan Farrell wiped the courts with you, 6-2, 6-0, and you told me on TV that you would come back to beat him the next year, and he said you beat him 7-5, 6-4. And I said, how did you remember that score, Bud? Me. Yeah. And he said, I remembered it, and I wouldn't forget it. And that just tells you the impact of black players playing this game and what they mean. And until black people recognize black players and their accomplishments, right, and share these things, it's not about any prejudice. It's about equal respect.
Right.
And if you don't know my story, and I don't know your story, but I know all these other great stories,
right,
how am I going to even feel that you're worthy?
Right.
And you have the same commitment in the game. And I can name them. You had Marcel Freeman, one of the best players in the world, top 50. Some of these guys chase points. If you got the money, you can go get the points. I didn't always have the money, so I couldn't go get these points. I finished the top 300 or so. I would have finished in the top 20 if you added all those invitational tournaments that I beat all those ATP players and all those players that I beat in the qualifiers of those, what they call the Grand Prix or the Grand Slam tournaments. Would have put me in the top 20. And it would have been a lot different because you're making money every week and you're going tournament to tournament, and then you're also making friends, which basically primarily are Caucasian. But until you get the name and the reputation, they don't want to give you their place. They got the slots of the rankings. If they play with you and you have more talent, of course you're going to climb. And you're not part of the membership.
Right.
Yet. Arthur Ashe was part of the membership. And I had conversations with Arthur Ashe. I had a conversation with Arthur Ashe at the French Open. In fact, that night, Zena Garrison, myself, not Lori McNeil, it was young lady out of New York. I played doubles with her, as a matter of fact. I'm getting a little old now. about turned
That's
65.
all right.
Leslie Allen.
Leslie Allen, yeah.
So we played mixed doubles in the French that year. She got to the quarterfinals. I think she lost to Martina. Arthur Ashe was sitting with us at lunch and joined us and things, and he asked, can we go to dinner later? So we said we would. You know, it's fine. He said, well, I got a great place. I got a soul food restaurant. We said, in France? Bob Ryland was with us also at the same time because he was coaching Leslie.
Uh-huh.
And we said, soul food, that sounds good about now. So he told us to come meet him gave us the address at this Chinese restaurant. So Bob and I were staying in the same hotel, and we kind of drove the subway together to the restaurant. And we got there. Arthur didn't get there. He was about 15 minutes late. Came in. We looked at the menu. We didn't see any soul food anywhere on the menu. Mm-hmm. So when Arthur came and sat down, we said, hey, Arthur, where's the soul food? Mm-hmm. He said, don't you see it on the menu? We said, no, we didn't see it. He said, look, they got fried chicken. Now, that's a true story. That's a true story. So Bob and I looked at each other, and we love Arthur and everything he represents.
Yeah.
But that's different people from different places and people who relate to all people. But I did have a conversation with Arthur at that time, and that's after he had his last bypass, a quadruple bypass. And he was the Davis Cup captain. And we were both in the locker room kind of together because I had played a match or practice. And they were preparing for a Davis Cup match. And you had Gene Mayer and some of the U.S. players in there. And they weren't really, after Arthur Ashe stopped playing tennis, they weren't so nice to him. But boy, when he played, I knew Arthur when he played. And I was in those locker rooms, and they were really nice. After he wasn't able to take the court, they spoke with him a little more aggressively, a little more disrespectfully, a little bit broke my heart a little bit because he was always been an idol, always will be an idol, and a friend of mine. Right. And later on, we wound up running to each other. We sat down and talked, and he said, he was feeling a little bad, and he said, Maurice, he said, can you do me a favor? And I'd say, yeah, whatever. He said, can you tell me how did all the top guys feel about me? He was talking about the black guys. Like we had guys like Rodney Harmon, you had Juan Farrell, you had Horace Reed, you had Bruce Foxworth, and I played them all and been with them all, and we would always see Arthur at the tournament. We were playing the qualifiers. He's straight in the main draw. So he said, now since he wasn't playing, he said, tell me, how did everybody view me and what I represented? And I said, well, Arthur, I know a lot. But I said, what does it matter? It's all water under the bridge. You did the best you could, because I know what he was going at. And he said, no, but Maurice, really, he sent me letters before. I was friends with Arthur, too. And he asked me, well, just tell me. And I said, Arthur, I can't speak disparaging about anything you did, because those are your decisions that you made. But I said, I'll give you an example. I said, when you played doubles, instead of picking up one of us, you picked up Roscoe Tanner and played with him. I said, Roscoe couldn't play. I said, that kind of tennis, it would have been great for us because not only would you have associated with us, but your compadres and friends, they would have played with us. We get practice and sparring with you because we're part of the group, and they won't disrespect you because you're a baller.
Right.
And he said, well, I wasn't much of a doubles player. And then anyway, Maurice, and then I said, well, Arthur, that's all the more reason. Because it wasn't going to cost you. Right. He said, well, I did play with Yannick Noah. And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, come on, Arthur, Yannick's a Frenchman. French Federation behind him. I said that don't count. Right. So these are the kind of things that he talked about. And wrapping up, he just said, well, Maurice, I'm going to tell you, tennis has never been a thing that I feel that we need to do exclusively. I believe in education. There's a lot of other causes. There's only going to be so many good tennis players that's going to be playing, that's going to make it. I said, yeah, but Arthur, when you think about the magic that you got in that hand of yours. And when you hit that ball, I said, I've won many championships all over the country. And I said, kids peer through fences and they become very inspired just because I hit a ball. I said, I don't hit it quite like you. I said, when you hitting it and getting those results, I said, the inspiration that you can give to a child or a kid to take tennis, it may not be him or her. It might be their offspring. But the feeling that they get from seeing somebody play the game and tell them that they're going to be special if they play that game, I said, it means everything, Arthur. It means everything. And shortly thereafter, you know, we kind of wrapped up. And I was glad that I got a chance to have that conversation with him because not long after that, you know, his health diminished more and it's gone. And we've had different conversations previous before that he grew up playing in the ATA, sort of like I did. Used to be in Wilberforce, Ohio at Central State. So I wasn't playing tennis then because I didn't start till 11. But I'm from Detroit, so all the people in those black clubs, Motor City Tennis Club, that was part of Tri-City. Cleveland had Prairie Tennis Club, and I think Chicago had another one. And we would play what they call Tri-City, and then we would play different matches. That was before it formed because blacks weren't allowed to play white tournaments. So these long-time clubs, black clubs, traditional clubs, were wonderful. And Arthur grew up with that concept too, playing the ATA, because we all would go to the ATA. So before my time at Wilberforce, he met people like James Solomon, who they called Sal, and Jim Ray, and these names that I can go on. And every time I would see Arthur at the Doral, because that's where he used to be in Florida sometimes, and run into him on the tour, he always asked me, Maurice, how was that 4-foot Sal doing? Because he was only 4 foot. He played in the baseball Negro leagues years ago, and he transferred over to tennis. So these guys would try to, you know, play all the sports. You know, they were talented. And Arthur would never forgot him. And he used to ask me, and it was so filling because he never forgot him. I guess they watched him play through his junior years at the ATA. And so overall, that Arthur Ashe is a very special guy. And one day, if it's possible, I certainly would like to do a story from what I know and what he really meant to a lot of black players. Enough for me not to share the hardcore truth of what some of the young black players felt because they didn't get the support from him. And, you know, it's not that easy when you are a big star. I've seen Arthur play at Pauley Pavilion, gave me some tickets. I came in and watched him play, beat Raul Ramirez, beat him to death. Woof. I mean, he served him off the court. That dude could play some tennis, that Arthur Ashe, I'm telling you.
Right.
I went back in the locker room afterwards, and so he was taking a shower and then cleaning up. And so he asked me, he said, so how's, you know, Juan? I haven't seen Juan Farrell. And I said, Juan is trying. I said, we all struggling out there, you know. We can use that sparring and everything. And, you know, and his response was a little bit, you know, that would let me know that it's easy to forget sometimes, not all the time, where you come from. And this guy is human like everybody. And I think a story needs to be told not directly about his weaknesses, but his strengths, and how his weaknesses should be avoided by other future black entities. For example, Serena and Venus. And I have talked to Richard Williams, and he's an outstanding man. In fact, he made his daughters take a picture with me one time, and I was like, you know, I got too much admiration to tell him. He said, no more. He said, if it wasn't for you, it would be no Venus and Serena. You don't ask them to take a picture. You tell them what you want them to do. And I couldn't tell them nothing. I wouldn't tell them nothing. But he did bring Venus over, and Venus kind of posed, and I got the picture. I put it up online on Facebook. And after they took the picture, he said, well, that's the only kind of picture you want? What do you really want? And I said, well, maybe Venus, you can act like you know me a little bit. And she just, oh, Richard is a powerful man.
Okay.
And his daughters love him, and all those championships. I don't know their mom.
Right. Okay.
But I've had an opportunity to sit with Richard at the Carson tournament when it was going, and he invited me to sit 4 or 5 days with him. We talked a lot right in the booth, and we walked around the stadium. He used to ask me, Maurice, come on, let's walk around the stadium. We saw Pete Brown, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
And little do people know, I haven't saw the movie, incidentally, because, see, you don't really get to see all of Richard. And when you see a part of Richard, you don't know Richard. Richard is an astounding man. And we walked around the place, and here's Pete sitting in a little crevice, right, with his leg up. And so he said, hey, Maurice, let's go over and see Pete. And I said, you know Pete? I didn't know. Didn't know. And he said, oh, man, do we know Pete? He said the girls love Pete so much that one time they heard he was sick, and we were down in Miami, he said. They said, can we go see Uncle Pete? We hear he's sick. Both of those girls, so outside of not knowing them, I have a lot of respect for them as well, because they didn't forget where they came from. And they love Pete, and he told me they call him Uncle Pete. So when we got over to Pete, Richard and Pete, you know, they were shooting it like they do. You know, they know each other so very well, and Richard loved Pete so much. And I could see it in the camaraderie. And I knew Pete very, very, very well, too. And so it was just fun for three guys to just see, even though the Richard and I connection wasn't there. I didn't know Richard, don't know Richard like that. But to see Pete and know that I know Pete, he knows Pete. The girls love Pete. You talk about a great feeling. And a great man. I'm telling you, and Pete Brown as well, I'm talking about. Those are two incredible gentlemen. And I also want to do Richard Williams' story. Man is incredible, and some of the stories that he told me, you know, he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. I know no man is perfect. But some of the stories that he told me in that time period that I sat with him, from all the harassment, he never looked down on all those photographers or interviewers trying to get a story. He actually told me, he said, you know, it was one guy, though, he said was pesky. He said, I got 3 phones. He said, let me give you these 3 numbers. He said, don't worry, just keep calling. You'll reach me. He said, but I got to change up because they always get my numbers and they bug me. He said, this one guy, he said, I couldn't get rid of him. He said, so, he said, this is his sense of humor. Incredible sense of humor. He said, and the guy was a Caucasian pesky guy. Not that that's a problem, but that's what he was. And he said, well, the guy is always asking him questions about Compton. Like, you know, like everybody's shooting in Compton all day. It's a place like every place. It's like Beverly Hills. It has its moments, but it certainly is not no different than any place else. Well, he said, but this guy, he kept thinking Compton. I want to ask him about some negatives. So he said, what I did was, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. He said, I had a plastic phony like gun. He said, and I stuck it in my pants, so when he come up on me, I'm going to let it drop at the bottom of my pants. He said, I know the guy's going to take off. And he said, true enough, the guy walked up, Richard. And he said, he juggled his pants gun. He said, oops, oh, I'm sorry. And he said the guy took off. He never had to deal with him again.
That is hilarious.
And now whether or not that's a true story, and I have reason to believe it is, because Richard's humor and his love for people, and his love and curiosity about making people feel good, sharing his daughters, not a racial bone in this man's body. He wants to stay away from politics, in anything. All he wants is the best for himself and his family and United States tennis. And I think that was something that has never been given to those girls and to Richard Williams. So much love to Richard, his family, And I thank you for filming this and giving me a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I was just getting ready to say we appreciate you taking time today to share, your memories, your personal accounts. This is history. This is not black tennis history. This is tennis history, right? And you are definitely a big part of it. So, folks, Mr. Hunter, right here, Brothers on Tennis.
Don't forget, you can find me on www.urbanlegendsandsuperstars.com.
Check it out, y'all.
Thank you.
Let's go.